Hi, my name is Morelna and I'm an astrologer. And today, because it's new moon, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you. A new moon is always in the dark, and we need to sit and think, what is this new moon about? And this new moon is very much about Taurus. It's at 21 degrees Taurus. Taurus is the sign, it's the first earth sign. It's the sign of the bull. It is the sign in which we incarnate in our body. Aries initiates. Taurus actually helps us to ground, to be part of this planet, and we do that through being in our bodies. So the question today, as you sit and contemplate the new moon, is what do I need to not only survive, but to actually thrive? When there's too much criticism, we might have arthritis. When we are always in anger, there might be underlying inflammation. Louise Hay, in her little book, says about influenza, and I thought I'd give this to you because of COVID-19. She says, and I'm going to read this to you, influenza has to do with a response to mass negativity and beliefs. It is about fear and a belief in statistics. I found that so insightful and so amazing that this is the answer to why COVID is in our lives. I think the core of this is that you are a multidimensional being, and that you need to align who you are with what you do, and that your actions need to be, I think, motivated by what is spiritually right for you. There's always some process that is happening. We're always in a process of change, and at the moment the change is in our face. There's as if the duality of the spiritual and the physical is becoming more marked and imposing upon us to bring these two in alignment. A little bit more about the Black Moon Lilith, because she is so close to the sun and moon. The Black Moon Lilith, especially in Taurus, is about emotional stability, but emotional stability that we only can find when we address our emotional jealousies, our rages, and all those emotions that we are sometimes ashamed of and should just realize is part of our physical being, and takes us to places which teaches us more about ourselves and teaches us how to become more conscious. What is going to happen to you is that through some innocent incident, some old, long-standing emotional issues might be brought to the fore, and you might have to deal with them again and to go through another layer of letting go. This is what Black Moon Lilith gives us in the positive. Venus loves it in Gemini, because there she can work with the duality I've been talking about, the spiritual and the physical. And even Taurus, which is a very feminine, earthy sign, is the bull, a bull which we have statues of in front of the stock exchanges. There's such a contradiction in the sign of the bull, and Venus in Gemini can more easily work with the dualities. Gemini is about the twins. It's about the immortal twin and the mortal twin, Castor and Pollux. The whole theme for this new moon is working with the duality of this planet and aligning ourselves much more closely to our spiritual selves. By this time, you all know that I love the Sabian symbols, that there's a symbol for each degree of the zodiac. And the symbol for this degree, for 21 degrees Taurus, is, wait for it, a white dove flying fearlessly over troubled waters. Now, this image relates to Noah, who, when there was a very, very great flood, the flood that was worse than any flood that we've ever had, he sent out the dove to see if the end was in sight. And what happened? The dove flew fearlessly over the troubled waters and came back with a twig of an olive tree, to show Noah that the waters were receding. This symbol means that no matter how unstable we feel at the moment with Black Moon and Uranus shaking our foundations, that something good is happening. It might not be what we expect, but the ending is in sight and something truly good is happening. I now would like to mention a little bit what is in the chart for this new moon. The first thing I'd like to mention is that Mercury is in Gemini. It's in its own sign. Neither Mercury nor Gemini are tranquil areas of our chart. Mercury is always curious and always moving very quickly. So the warning here is not to become overactive, not to start searching for answers and looking around. Concentrate your efforts on one thing at a time. This is very important to know, especially because the Sun and Moon are in Taurus. So be aware that you need to be more consistent in your thoughts and pay attention to those things that you would like to pay attention to. It's interesting that if you don't know what to do next, just do what is possible. Then what you need to do next is what needs to be done. And then suddenly you'll realize you're doing the impossible. That's the way it works. Uranus is in Taurus until April 2026. So it's here to stay. Uranus is higher mind. Taurus is about being in our bodies. And again, the theme of connecting the higher mind to make life better at a physical level is coming again and again and again. Try and ground yourself through meditation, through what is called, I think they call it in Japan, forest bathing. It is sitting amongst trees and allowing their energy to spill over you. It's very good to go for a swim early in the morning in the cold, cold water. It wakes you up and it brings you into your physical reality in the most positive way. The bull is all about stillness. It's not about the bulls in Pamplona running through the streets, but about Ferdinand the bull that sits quietly in the meadow chewing on a daisy. Now, I'll be back on the 26th because then we have a full moon, which is also a supermoon and a total lunar eclipse. Watch this space.